Humans. Why is it always humans? Okay, hold on, initializing. Taking the ducks to the pond. Now,
Zekk Walker is online now. I will find you, human. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, I'm Zekk Walker. This is Zekk's Variety Show. How's it going today, everybody? Lovely day. All right, we're going to play some Microsoft Flight Sim today. Let's go ahead and jump on over to our game board. Boom. There we are. We're going to fly our Orbit Air daily routine to... This is crazy. What's going on? Watching the... Okay, there we go. All right. So we're going to fly our Orbit Air daily routine to... Hey. Look at that. Okay. We're going to fly Portland with service to Seattle. So it's going to be a round trip, kind of. So we're fueling up at our sister location here, just north of Seattle. And let's go ahead and just do a quick... We'll come back to weight and balance. We're going to do a very quick check of the ship. Lots of people out flying today. So let's go ahead and jump on into our cockpit. We're going to use our turn ground power on. We've got ground power on. We're going to reset our generators really quick. All to off. And then we're going to just jump on over here. Since we're on ground power, let's go ahead and do our flight planning. Okay. We're going to look at our flight plan. We've got our departure all set. Got our en route. We've got our airport approach expected. Cool. So let's go ahead and jump on our radios real quick. I'll put COM 2. We're gonna do our turn on our ATC, pop that out. We're gonna turn on the automated weather.
Kilo Charlie Lima Mike automated weather observation 1700 Zulu. Wind 224 at 6. Visibility 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,900 feet, few clouds at 4,700 feet. Temperature 4 Celsius. Dew point 10 Celsius. Altimeter tree 022. Kilo Charlie Lima Mike automated weather observation 1700 Zulu. Wind 224 at 6. Visibility 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,900 feet, few clouds at 4,700 feet. Temperature 4 Celsius. Dew point 10 Celsius. Altimeter tree 022. Kilo Charlie Lima Mike automated weather observation 1700 Zulu.
Okay, we're gonna turn back to clearance. We're going to change our departure. From We're not doing runway 31. Don't know why it's trying to enforce a runway 31 takeoff, but we're not going to do that. We're going to leave runway 8. Runway 8, weather, load Metar and rat. We're gonna go runway 8. Takeoff configuration, flaps 2. And we're gonna do our weight and fuel. We're gonna stick with that. Let's bring our weight chart up real quick. Payload. So today we are going to have five passengers and 200 pounds of baggage. We've got 5 passengers. We've got pilot, co-pilot. So let's start here. We're gonna have 5 passengers at 170 plus 200 pounds of cargo equals a 0 fuel weight of 24,779. Let's bring ourselves to 0 fuel. 24,779. That's where we're at. Perfect. So let's add fuel on board. We're going to bring ourselves up to about 500 gallons, we'll say. Let's add 500 gallons of fuel. Do 500 gallons of fuel in each tank. Do a fob sink. So 31,396. We're at 1,000 gallons on board. 31,479. Perfect. That is our current takeoff weight. Landing, we want to have 100 gallons in reserve with a holding time of 15 minutes. So that seems pretty good for us. Okay, we want our speed bugs, take off speed bugs on. V1 of 128, V rotate of 130, and V2 is 142. Yeah. Okay, back to our takeoff data. We're gonna accept our takeoff speeds. I think we're good there. So we've got our weight and balance set. So that's all ready to go. So let's go ahead and start our pre-flight checklist. Go ahead and go through all the panels and do our pre-flights. So we're going to go ahead and go over to we're on FMS bearing. We're gonna make this FMS, and we're gonna make this nav1. Minimums, we're gonna go 400. 400 will be our minimum. Then we're gonna set up our lights. We're gonna turn our batteries on, external power off, generators on, test standby power is good, APU generator on, check, anti-ice will be fine, off, check. We're gonna turn on our packs and safety for get our people set, armor, emergency lights, anti-collision, flood, tail, wing inspection on. We're gonna bring our landing lights and our taxi lights on. We're good. We're gonna flood in a little here. Turn our floods on. There we go. All right. We're gonna set our barometer. Barometer set to local. We are going to turn on our flight director, get ourselves ready. We're gonna go heading bug on. We're ready for that. We'll put our altitude in a minute. We're gonna switch our FMS to manual. FMS is manual. We're gonna set our speed at takeoff to 220. That's plenty of leeway for climb. We don't have our takeoff altitude yet. We'll get that when we do our approach. So let's move into our, we've done our setup there. All right, we're good there. Throttle's idle. Speed brake. Retracted. Pumps on. Rudder standby on. Bootstrap on. Starting up APU. APU on. Let's watch that spool up.
No takeoff. No takeoff. No takeoff.
Okay. APU is on. Amps are going down. Amps are descending. Yep, charging. Okay, we're good. The APU is helping us out pretty good here. Okay, all our gens are on. So we will check that in a minute. Okay. going to go ahead and start engines. Let's go ahead and start right engine up. I'm going to watch that spooling. It is spooling just fine. Oil pressure climbing to 30. Oil pressure is above 30. Engine is on. Let's start our second engine. Engine 1. Engine 2 starting. Engine 1 starting, sorry. Watching our oil pressure rise. There we go. Oil pressure is good. Engines are on. We are in good shape. Alright, let's go ahead and request our IFR clearance.
Clearance delivery, orbit 2515 ready to copy IFR clearance to Portland.
Orbit 2515 is cleared to Portland Airport as filed. Climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.2 squawk 2064. Clearance void 30 minutes from now.
Alright. 2064, let's acknowledge that.
Orbit 2515
515 to Portland as filed. Climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure 118.2 squawk 2064. Clearance void 30 minutes from now.
Orbit 2515 readback correct. Good day.
Okay, so we're gonna tune to traffic. And then we're going to announce taxi. We're gonna select runway for takeoff first. We're gonna select runway 8. Then we're going to announce taxi.
Kilo Charlie Lima Mike traffic orbit 2515 is taxiing to runway 8.
So we've just announced our taxi. Parking brake off. Okay, so we're gonna back up. And we're gonna taxi over to runway 8. Alright, so we're doing our flight control surfaces check here. We've got, yeah, we're good there. Rudder's working. Yeah, elevator's working. Alright, we're rolling out of here. We're actually, it says to go down there. We're gonna go real long on our taxi. Flaps. Takeoff configuration. Alright, we're taxiing down. Okay. Alright, we're gonna get in position here. Alright, we're gonna check our runways. Visually checking our runway, nobody's coming. So let's set up onto runway 8. There we go. Alright, we're rolling, we're rolling. Okay, so we're gonna set up on 8. Depart straight out.
Kilo Charlie Lima Mike traffic orbit 2515 taking off runway 8 straight out departure.
Okay, we're gonna hit our heading here. Toga, toga. There we go. 128 is our V1. V1. V2, rotate. Gear up, positive rate.
Whitby departure orbit 2515 is at 700 feet climbing 12,000 feet. Orbit 2515 Whitby departure altimeter tree 0.2 tree radar contact continue.
All right. We're gonna drop into nav mode. We're gonna head to flight plan, and then we're going to direct to water. Flaps in 1. We're on track now. Climbing to 12,000 feet. Auto throttle on.
Orbit 2515 contact Seattle Center on 125.1. Good day.
125.1 for orbit 2515.
Going to 125.1 orbit 2515.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515 with you at 9,000 feet for 12,000 feet.
Seattle Center orbit 2515 is at 9,000 feet climbing 12,000 feet. Orbit 2515 Seattle Center altimeter tree 0.2 tree radar contact continue to water.
Alright, there we go.
Orbit 2515 climb and maintain flight level 210.
Climb and maintain flight level 210, orbit 2515.
Climb and maintain flight level 210 orbit 2515.
There we go. Okay, we're above 10,000 feet. We're going to increase our speed to 300. Once we get up to 250, we're going to pull our final set of flaps in. Final set of flaps in. There we go. Still on our way up. We're coming up on our turning at water. Alright, we're taking our turn now. Almost at 21,000 feet. It's looking pretty good, guys.
Orbit 2515, climb and maintain flight level 310.
Climb and maintain flight level 310, orbit 2515.
Climb and maintain flight level 310, orbit 2515.
Alright. Beautiful day out. Oof. Blaze is going crazy in an F-18. I really do love the visual representation of the ground and everything. It's much better in this flight sim.
Orbit 2515, contact Seattle Center on 128.5. Good day.
128.5 for orbit 2515.
128.5, orbit 2515. Goodbye.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515 with you at flight level 250 for flight level 310.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515 is passing flight level 255, climbing flight level 310.
Orbit 2515, Seattle Center, radar contact, continue to Sierra Echo Alpha.
Okay. Heading to Sierra Echo Alpha. We're going to sea. SeaTac. Look at Blaze over there at 100 feet. He's going crazy. Quite a few people in Seattle right now. We're almost.
2515, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain level 350, orbit 2515.
Climb and maintain flight level 350, orbit 2515.
So I was gonna say we're almost at altitude, but we're going straight up to cruise altitude. You can see Mount Rainier up there in the distance. Seattle Airport below us coming up. Let's go ahead while we're in cruise now. We're almost up to cruise. Let's go ahead and just let the passengers up. We're going to turn off the landing lights and taxis, turn on our RECA and pulse. There we go. We're going to set Barrow to standard. Once we get up to cruise, we're going to pull ourselves to cruise speed, and then we will be ready to roll. We're going to turn our heading to 134 to match our cruise heading. We're taking a turn now. We're gonna match those up. Turning past the airport, and now we're starting to head south. Going to 165. There's a speed limit here.
Orbit 2515, descend and maintain flight level 240.
Descend and maintain flight level 240, orbit 2515.
Descend and maintain flight level 240, orbit 2515.
Alright, so we're now descending and maintaining flight level 240. Not exactly sure why we've got the flight level restriction here, but you know, it works.
Orbit 2515, contact Seattle Center on 126.6. Good day.
126.6 orbit 2515.
126.6 orbit 2515. Goodbye.
Okay. Looks like 280. We're gonna go 275. The speed limit's coming up. I think it's because we went so high that our Mach speed limit changed. So we could probably put ourselves at like 300, but bring ourselves back up to 300. Okay, our IPU is on still. Let's go ahead and turn that off for now. We need to burn the extra fuel. Seattle Center, orbit 2515, with you at 24,000.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515 is passing flight level 250, descending flight level 240. Orbit 2515, Seattle Center, radar contact, continue to Helms.
Okay. So we're heading to Mount St. Helens, turning. Let's double check our barber pole here. We can go up to, at this altitude, we can go up to 315, give or take. We'll do like 318, and we can do 320. We can just cut it real close to the barber pole. Get best possible speed to Portland here.
Orbit 2515, contact Seattle Center on 124.2. Good day.
124.2, orbit 2515.
124.2, orbit 2515. Goodbye.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515, with you at flight level 240.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515, flight level 240. Orbit 2515, Seattle Center, radar contact, continue to Helms.
Continuing to Helms.
Orbit 2515, descend and maintain 11,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 11,000 feet, orbit 2515.
Descend and maintain 11,000 feet, orbit 2515.
We're going back down the bottom of the barber pole. We're going to take ourselves to 290 for the descent. Once we go past 18,000, we're gonna reset our barometer. With the next ATC reading, we'll set our barometer to local. Best possible speed. We're descending at a pretty good rate. is such good graphics, seriously. Taking our turn here. And 186. Cool. Couple players over there. I wonder how they're doing. C25C. A Gulfstream 6. H5. We're coming up.
2515, please expedite your descent 11,000 feet.
I think I'm at 11,000 feet.
Orbit 2515, contact Portland approach on 126.9er. Good day.
126.9 orbit 2515.
126.9er, orbit 2515. Goodbye.
Portland approach orbit 2515 with you at 11,000 feet.
Portland approach orbit 2515, 11,000 feet.
Orbit 2515, Portland approach altimeter tree 0.2 tree radar contact. Continue to Bravo Tango Golf. Orbit 2515, you are tree 2 miles north. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors ILS runway 10 right approach.
Acknowledge.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors ILS runway 10 right approach orbit 2515.
Okay.
Orbit 2515, descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
Send to maintain 4,000 feet, orbit 2515.
Orbit 2515, did you copy?
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet orbit 2515.
There we go. So under 10,000, we are under the 250 speed limit. We're going 230. Check our traffic. Traffic's looking good out to 2 miles. We're gonna pull ourselves in here.
approach orbit 2515 would like to change destination to Portland.
Orbit 2515 is cleared to Portland Airport as filed. Squawk 2064.
Orbit 2515 cleared to Portland Airport as filed. Squawk 2064.
Orbit 2515 read back correct. Radar contact 8,600 feet. Altimeter tree 0.25 turn right heading tree 0 descend and maintain 7,000 feet.
Tree 0.
Turn right heading tree 0 descend and maintain 7,000 feet orbit 2515.
Orbit 2515 descend and maintain 3,700 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,700 feet orbit 2515.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so we've got that set. We're gonna lock in. We're gonna remove the flight plan. We're heading direct to Scapo. We're gonna put out one set of flaps because we're under 250. The only reason we're ignoring ATC here is they're very bad at vectoring to finals. We're going to continue to follow our FMS. As soon as we get ready to, we're going to actually descend into, once we get over halfway there, we're going to slow down to 185, and that'll be our landing speed. Not our landing speed, our acquisition speed for the ILS, 185. Let's go ahead and set our landing speeds up really quick here. I go into our minimums, our set, our speed bugs. We're gonna set our landing speeds on 137 will be our final speed. .125 is our stall speed. Alright, we're starting our turn, so let's go ahead and slow down. 185. Let's go ahead and throw out a second set of flaps. Gear out. Localizer 1. Approach. Side soap acquired. Final set of flaps. .37 airspeed.
Orbit 2515, you are 300 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 3,700 feet, altimeter tree 0.25.
Climb and maintain 3,700 feet, orbit 2515.
Alright, we're coming in.
Orbit 2515, you are 10 miles northwest. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 28 left approach via ready transition. Cleared to ready.
Please stand by orbit 2515.
Orbit 2515, roger.
Portland approach orbit 2515 would prefer runway 10 right.
Orbit 2515, you are 8 miles northwest. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 28 left approach via ready transition. Circle to land runway 10 right. Cleared to ready.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 28 left approach via ready transition. Circle to land runway 10 right. Cleared to ready orbit 2515.
Here we go. Coming in. I'm gonna try and let make the ATC accept me coming in, but
2,700 feet.
Nope. We're just gonna ignore the ATC because they are really bad at their job on Microsoft Flight Sim. Is that a chopper? I don't know what that is. We're getting ready to take over from the autopilot.
Orbit 2515, please expedite your climb 3,700 feet.
Traffic, 12 o'clock. Same altitude, 2 miles. Minimums. $200. 100. 50.
Oh, rough landing. That's my bad. Woof.
No takeoff. No takeoff. No takeoff.
Portland approach orbit 2515. Cancel IFR at this time.
Orbit 2515 IFR flight plan is cancelled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Yuck.
Portland ground orbit 2515 taxi to the gate. Orbit 2515 taxi to gate Charlie 19er via taxiway Tango. Taxiing to gate Charlie 19er via taxiway Tango orbit 2515.
No takeoff. No takeoff. No takeoff.
Yeah, no, I get it. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna go straight in here. Get ourselves locked in. We're gonna reset for our next trip. Yikes, that was rough. Have to have maintenance take a look at the plane. Okay. All right, hit the parking brake real quick.
No
We're gonna go
takeoff.
inside.
No takeoff.
Yeah, we know.
No takeoff.
Okay. So let's go ahead and reset our flight plan. We're gonna come down here. We're gonna kill the main engines for a second. So let's go ahead and create a new flight plan. We're heading back here. Oh, we should let the passengers off, by the way. Okay, so we're gonna let the passengers off. We're gonna turn our main lights on again. Still all good. Okay. So let's go ahead and double work on our FMS stuff here. We're gonna add our origin. We're going from KEDX Portland. Let's get our okay, let's do ATIS.
Portland Airport information Alpha 1800 Zulu. Line 295 at 4. Visibility, 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 2,600 feet. Temperature, 4. Dew point, 10. Altimeter tree 0.26. ILS runway 28 left and ILS runway 28 right in use. Landing and departing runway 28 left and runway 28 right. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Alpha. Portland Airport information Alpha 1800 Zulu. Line 295 at 4. Visibility, 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 2,600 feet. Temperature, 4. Dew point, 10. Altimeter tree 0.26. ILS runway 28 left and ILS runway 28 right in use. Landing and departing runway 28 left and runway 28 right. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Alpha. Portland Airport information Alpha 1800 Zulu. Line 295 at 4. Visibility, 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 2,600 feet. Temperature, 4. Dew point, 10.
Okay, so we've got that working here. I want to see. I think we'll go with that tentatively.
Clearance delivery orbit 2515 ready to copy IFR clearance to Seattle.
Orbit 2515 is cleared to Seattle Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 28 left climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Departure frequency is 127.85 squawk 1304.
Orbit 2515 cleared to Seattle Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 28 left climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Departure on 127.85 squawk 1304.
Orbit 2515 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.9 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Okay, so we are got our flight plan set. Do our perf. Takeoff data. Weather, load METAR, load RAT. Takeoff configuration, flaps 2. Set takeoff speeds, home. We've got the same amount of passengers, same amount of baggage coming in. We're gonna go for our landing prefs. Sixteen center. Weather, load METAR. Landing configuration full. Landing data, accept landing speeds. There we go. Okay, so we've accepted our speeds. We've accepted everything. We're ready to roll there. Go ahead and get our engines spooling here. And do the fast procedure to get the engines on. Got FMS nav 1 on our bugs. Minimums again set to 400. We've got all our gens are on, ready to go. Our engines are started and stabilizing. Let's turn off the APU. APU off. Switch over to FMS. Gonna lock nav on. Okay, we're gonna get our pushback clearance.
No takeoff. No takeoff.
We're getting pushback, and we're going to ground. One two one decimal nine's where we're gonna go.
Portland ground orbit 2515 requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the right. Orbit 2515, your request has been transmitted to the operator. Portland ground orbit 2515 requesting the end of pushback. Orbit 2515 request to end pushback received. Portland ground orbit 2515 with Alpha ready to taxi IFR. Orbit 2515 taxi to and hold short of runway 28 left via taxiway Tango Bravo Bravo 8. Contact tower on 123.775 when ready. Taxiing hold short runway 28 left using taxiway Tango Bravo Bravo 8 orbit 2515.
Alright, here we go. We're on 28 left. There's a guy right there. That guy's paused. Okay, we're gonna hold short. We're gonna tune to tower.
Portland Tower orbit 2515 ready for IFR departure runway 28 left.
Orbit 2515 altimeter tree 0.26 wind 2905 at 4. Cleared for takeoff runway 28 left.
Alright.
Cleared for takeoff runway 28 left orbit 2515.
Alright, so we're gonna hit our takeoff point here. Gonna roll in on the line. Gonna lock ourselves to center line. Okay, get ourselves locked on the center line here. Okay, we're gonna go in. We're gonna lock runway heading. Toga, toga. V1. V2 rotate. Gear up, positive rate.
Orbit 2515, contact Portland departure on 127.85. Good day.
Going to 127.85, orbit 2515. Portland departure, orbit 2515 is passing 2,200 feet, climbing 7,000 feet. Orbit 2515, Portland departure, altimeter tree 0.27, radar contact, continue to Picty.
Flaps in. Going 240. Flaps in. Making our first turn.
Portland departure, orbit 2515 requests destination change to Seattle. Orbit 2515 is cleared to Seattle Airport as filed. Squawk 1304.
1304 to orbit 2515.
Orbit 2515 cleared to Seattle Airport as filed. Squawk 1304. Orbit 2515 readback correct. Radar contact 7,000 feet. Altimeter tree 0.25, continue to Wanos turning and following heading 235, proceed on course, climb and maintain 9,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 9,000 feet, orbit 2515.
Continue to Wanos turning and following heading 235, resume own navigation, climb and maintain 9,000 feet, orbit 2515. Orbit 2515, contact Seattle Center on 125.8. Good day.
125.8, orbit 2515.
125.8, orbit 2515. Goodbye.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515, with you at 9,000 feet.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515, 9,000 feet. Orbit 2515, Seattle Center, altimeter tree 0.24 radar contact, continue to Chisholm. Orbit 2515, contact Portland, departure on 127.85. Good day.
127.85 for orbit 2515.
127.85, orbit 2515. Goodbye.
Portland approach. Orbit 2515 with you at 9,000 feet.
Portland departure, orbit 2515, 9,000 feet. Orbit 2515, Portland departure, altimeter tree 0.24 radar contact, continue to Chisholm.
Alright, we're continuing our course. We go. So now we are headed down to our little waypoint to get us clear of the airport, and then we'll start running north as soon as possible. We're going to make best possible under 250 speed here. We don't want to do 250 because that's the speed limit. So we're going to put ourselves at 245, and that way we're ready with full power for climb. We're working our way through. We've got all of our engines. We've got plenty of fuel to get us back. Hopefully pretty soon we'll get our takeoff clearance. Here we go. Just a small bit of turbulence there. We're checking all the things. We're going to double check that everything is set up properly in the cockpit. The APU is off, so we're not burning extra fuel. Everything's looking good in there. We've got most of our stuff going here. Should be getting ready to make our first turn here in a little bit. Here comes. We're starting the turn. Turning left.
Departure orbit 2515. Request flight level 190. Orbit 2515, climb and maintain flight level 190.
Climb and maintain flight level 190, orbit 2515.
Climb and maintain flight level 190, orbit 2515. Orbit 2515, contact Seattle Center on 125.8. Good day.
125.8, orbit 2515.
125.8, orbit 2515. Goodbye.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515 with you at 1,000 feet for flight level 190.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515 is passing 11,900 feet, climbing flight level 190. Orbit 2515, Seattle Center, altimeter tree 0.21 radar contact, continue to Chisholm.
There we go. Alright, so we're making our climb.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515. Request 9,000 feet. Orbit 2515, descend and maintain 9,000 feet. Descend and maintain 9,000 feet, orbit 2515.
Nope.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515. Request flight level 190. Orbit 2515, climb and maintain flight level 190. Climb and maintain flight level 190, orbit 2515. Seattle Center, orbit 2515. Request flight level 290. Orbit 2515, climb and maintain flight level 250, expect flight level 290. Climb and maintain flight level 250, expect flight level 290, orbit 2515.
There we go.
Orbit 2515, contact Seattle Center on 124.2. Good day.
124.2, orbit 2515.
124.2, orbit 2515. Goodbye.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515 at flight level 220 for 290.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515 is passing flight level 220, climbing flight level 250. Orbit 2515, Seattle Center radar contact, continue to Chisholm. Orbit 2515, climb and maintain flight level 290.
Climb and maintain flight level 290 for orbit
Climb and
2515.
maintain flight level 290, orbit 2515. Seattle Center, orbit 2515. Request flight level 340. Orbit 2515, climb and maintain flight level 290, expect flight level 340. Climb and maintain flight level 290, expect flight level 340, orbit 2515.
Okay.
Orbit 2515, climb and maintain flight level 340. Climb and maintain flight level 340, orbit 2515.
There we go. We're working it. So we're getting there. We're working our way up. We're almost at our cruise speed. Or not cruise speed. We're almost at our cruise altitude, and then we can increase the cruise speed. It's looking pretty good down there. Okay, we're gonna start increasing our speed. the barber pole. Watch the barber pole. It's coming down every time we go a little bit further up. I think we're gonna hold ourselves at 285. There we go, we've got it, we're moving. Okay. Looking pretty good. Lots of people over in Seattle this time of day, it looks like. Alright. We're moving pretty serious through the air now. Check the weather really quick and see what the wind is doing. See if we can find wind. 74 headwind, yikes. It's a lot of headwind. That's why we're going so slow. That's crazy. Ah, hello, Jackwit. Where are we landing now? We're heading right towards Seattle. So, yep. Voiture par Seattle. Vonang Gardet Medai Idag Jackwit.
Hello there. Hello there.
Hello there. That's it. Tip tip tip. Golden got that. Ah. Soft link, so good. Dekka bra. Ah. Bar bra, bar bra. Dekka bra med. Min.
Orbit 2515 contact Seattle Center on 126.6. Good day.
126.6 orbit 2515.
126.6 orbit 2515. Goodbye.
Woo. Det en fint dag. Seattle Center, orbit 2515, with you at flight level 340.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515, flight level 340. Orbit 2515, Seattle Center, radar contact, continue to burn.
So good. Ja. Are du klar til helgen? Ah, yes. I am excited. Is that excited or ready? Is Clar excited or ready or preparing for the weekend? Yes. I'm getting close. Jackwit, are you... We'll go through, as soon as I land here, we can go through all of the different things we can do this week, and for Extra Life. I've got them all sitting in the corner. Is that splendid? Excited is spennende. Planlegge is planning. Spennende is excited. Planlegge is planning. Klar. Du klar? What's Clar? Hagland! Hagland! You're amazing. Welcome, Hagland Gaming. Leroy Jenkins. It is killing Jackwit's ears. Welcome, welcome, Hagland. Thank you for that. That's amazing. I think we're doing good. Let's double check our that we're set up for everything here. FMS ready. ILS setup ready. Nav setup ready. Hi. Deka bra. Da inosk. Idag. Ready. Ah, yes, Clar is ready. Ah. Hallo, hejsan. Haglen, hvordan går det med dig? Is it just in det bara i norsk idag? Ja. I can try. Det en fint dag idag. Det en fint dag i Flight Sim. Vi går en tur på Seattle. Jeg bare norsk. Jeg ikke snakker godt.
Orbit 2515, descend and maintain flight level 220.
Descend and maintain flight level 220, orbit 2515.
Descend and maintain flight level 220, orbit 2515.
Du snakker bra norsk. Ah, tusen takk, Jackwit. Not really. Okay. We're starting our descent. Jeg vil ha godt norsk.
Orbit 2515, contact Seattle Center on 128.5. Good day.
128.5 for orbit 2515.
Going to 128.5, orbit 2515.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515 with you at flight level 220.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515 is passing flight level 225, descending flight level 220.
Orbit 2515 Seattle Center radar contact. Continue to burn.
Continue to burn. We're gonna go 245 knots so that we're ready to go under 10,000. Want to double check that the auto throttle's still engaged. It is. There's a lot of nose wind. I think we've got something like a 45 knot, 41 knot nose wind off the left side. Nose wind's coming in from like 325. We're burning quite a bit more fuel than I'd like, but we'll still be within our safety margins. Tusen tak, Hagland. Oh, yes. So as we land, we'll talk about how this weekend's Extra Life's gonna play out. Should be fun here. Looks like Twitch is about to penalize everybody for watching in about 4 minutes. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're coming up on our transition. We're just passing Griffey on our right, and we're going to come back to Griffey on the wing as we make our turn. We've got Flying Jesus at number 288. He's at negative 100. Oh no, he's at 18 feet. Okay. We got Moonstones. We're by Upwind Orlando. It's pretty cool. He's in the Vision jet. There are so many people at Seattle right now. Should be an interesting landing with that many people at Seattle. Now that I've got the hang of this newer cockpit, it's actually real nice. Alright, so we're almost at Mariner. We're set up on FMS. I think we're in good shape. I want to put myself like probably slightly there, I think. We're about to start, if my calculations, there we go.
Seattle Center on 125.1. Good day.
125.1 for orbit 2515.
125.1 orbit 2515. Goodbye.
Seattle Center, orbit 2515 with you. Flight level 220.
Orbit 2515 Seattle Center radar contact. Continue to burn.
Continuing to burn. Okay. We're about to start taking that turn. We're coming up over Bait Bridge. A little cloudy down there. I think when we take our turn, they're going to start throwing descent commands at us.
Orbit 2515, descend and maintain 12,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 12,000 feet, orbit 2515.
Descend and maintain 12,000 feet, orbit 2515.
Alright, we're starting our descent to 12,000 feet. We're about to turn, so I think I'm going to expedite. Nice. Nice turn. Talk a lot better Norwegian than a lot of the new member. Oh yeah, I saw that. There we go. Woo. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, locking in. That's a heavy turn. I wish the camera wouldn't skew like that in turns. The wind is playing havoc with me.
Contact Seattle Center on 128.5. Good day.
What? 128.5 orbit 2515.
128.5 orbit 2515. Goodbye.
Okay, so now we have a tailwind, I think, of 23 knots pushing left right. Seattle Center orbit 2515 with you at 15,000 feet.
Seattle Center orbit 2515 is passing 15,300 feet, descending 12,000 feet.
Orbit 2515 Seattle Center altimeter tree 0.2 tree radar contact. Continue to burn.
Flaps 1. Okay. We're about to make our turn onto Griffey.
Orbit 2515 contact Seattle approach on 133.65. Good day.
133.65 orbit 2515.
Going to 133.65 orbit 2515.
Seattle approach orbit 2515 with you at 12,000 feet.
Seattle approach orbit 2515 12,000 feet. Orbit 2515 Seattle approach altimeter tree 0.2 tree radar contact. Continue to Nihas. Orbit 2515 you are tree 0 miles north. Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 16 right approach via Papa Alpha Echo transition. Cleared to Papa Alpha Echo.
Acknowledged.
Descend and maintain maintain 6,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 16 right approach via Papa Alpha Echo transition cleared to Papa Alpha Echo orbit 2515.
Alice, runway 16 right. Let's make sure that we are flipped because we are on the wrong one-way. So let's go ahead and go back home. We're going to go procedures 16 right. We had ourselves on 16 center, so we're going to go 16 right. Expect vectors, Alpha Alpha Echo transition, load. There we go.
Orbit 2515 descend and maintain 7,000 feet.
Okay, we're not doing that change, but we'll acknowledge the instruction.
Descend and maintain 7,000 feet. Orbit 2515. Orbit 2515 descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Orbit 2515.
I'm starting to learn when the ATC gets confused. And that is one of the moments where the ATC gets massively confused, is in the transition into Seattle. Flaps 2. Gear down. Moving speed to 180. Or 185. We're making the transition onto the ILS. It's an interesting little S-curve it's got here. But as soon as we hit Zerko, we'll pop on the localizer. But I think not as soon as we hit Zerko, because it's a long final. So we'll have plenty of time before we actually hit the localizer. Alright, here we go. Hitting approach.
Orbit 2515 descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
Then to maintain 5,000 feet, orbit 2515.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Orbit 2515.
The wind is killing me, man.
Orbit 2515 descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
Send and maintain 4,000 feet, orbit 2515.
12,000 feet, orbit 2515.
Let's get our V-speed set up. (137) will be our final approach speed.
Orbit 2515, descend and maintain 3,200 feet.
Send and maintain 3,200 feet, orbit 2515.
Descend and maintain 3,200 feet, orbit 2515.
Dakar Bra.
Orbit 2515, you are 11 miles north of Seattle. Contact Seattle Tower on 119.9 when inbound. Tower on 119.9, orbit 2515.
Okay. We're getting ready. Hook the glide slope, hook the glide slope. Glide slope acquired.
Seattle Tower, orbit 25159 miles north inbound, ILS runway 16 right approach. Orbit 2515 Seattle Tower. Altimeter tree 0.24 wind calm cleared, ILS runway 16 right approach.
Going down to 137 knots.
Cleared, ILS runway 16 right approach, orbit 2515.
Here we go.
Orbit 2515 wind calm cleared to land runway 16 right. Cleared to land runway 16 right, orbit 2515.
And we're at Finca. Approach 137 locked in.
200.
Ooh,
100.
wind.
50.
Reverse thrust.
Orbit 2515, turn next taxiway.
Woo. There we go. Beautiful. Nice light landing. Not really. But we did manage to touch down lightly.
Contact ground on 126.25. 126.25 orbit 2515. Goodbye. Ground orbit 2515 taxi to the gate. Orbit 2515 taxi to gate Charlie Tree using taxiway November cross runway tree 4 center November cross runway tree 4 right November Bravo. Taxiing to gate Charlie Tree via taxiway November cross runway tree 4 center November cross runway tree 4 right November Bravo orbit 2515.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Flying Orbit Air. I'd like to remind you to stay in your seats until we are completely at the gates and the engines are shut off and the doors are open. We know that your life is important to you, and we thank you for trusting us to land without crashing. Have a wonderful day, and welcome to Seattle.
I think you got 6 from the.
Yeah, right? We can open the door in just a minute here. As soon as I get parked, we'll talk about Extra Life, and then I will sign off. You only brought hand luggage anyway? That makes sense. I don't think we're very far away, honestly. I think we're almost there. Woo. I wish I could precision, I could feel the frames. There's a lot of frame stutter here in the airport. It's so crazy. It's just a joke, Karen! I don't think that's working.
It's just
Oh, it is.
Karen.
There we go, it is working. Okay, so we're almost parked. There we go. Alright, so we are parked. Let's go ahead and head inside. We're gonna make sure the parking brake is on. We've got the parking brake on. Retract flaps, no takeoff. We're gonna go ahead and turn the APU on real quick while we shut off the main engines. Engine 1 off, engine 2 off. Boom, boom. Then we're gonna roll back around to the side here. We're gonna go ahead and turn left gen off, right gen off, and APU gen now off. Battery, ground power on, batteries off. We're gonna go ahead and flick all of our lights off. Bing, and bing, bing, bing. And then floods down to off. Okay, and then we're gonna roll over here. Boom, and then we're going to kill that. And then we're gonna go ahead and turn the APU off. Pink, pink. APU off. Then I believe that we are happily ground power off. There we go. Another lovely flight. Welcome to Seattle. Woo! Well, that was fun. All right, let's talk about Extra Life. We've got Extra Life coming up this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, starting at 9 a.m. Pacific Saturday. I doubt me all the time, is it, Pilot Jacquid? Oh my gosh. All right, let's move the flight stick off of the desk. We moved the flight stick off the desk. We're going to move the keyboard back to where it belongs. And let's go ahead and come over here. Friday, we will have lots of perks. Let's go ahead and bring up the my Extra Life page so that I can read the perks. All right. So, donation incentives on Saturday and Sunday, 9th and 10th, that's this weekend. You can donate $5 to Extra Life with Seattle Children's Hospital to make me eat. This is so bright. Hold on, let's kill one of those lights. All right. To make me eat a bean boozled bean, I have about 60. I have about 60 or 70 beans in here. Maybe 80. I think we calculated it to 80, but 60 or 70 beans, give or take, in here. So for a $5 donation to Extra Life, you can make me eat possibly liver and onions, possibly rotten egg, possibly barf, possibly a booger, possibly stinky socks, possibly an old bandage, possibly toothpaste, possibly a stink bug, possibly dirty wash water, and possibly dead fish. Maybe a good thing. All right. Then, for a $10 donation, you can make me do 20 jumping jacks. Get fit, bro. So that's a $10 donation to Extra Life. For a $15 donation, I will stop and solve a Rubik's Cube. So I'll stop and solve a Rubik's Cube. For a $20 donation, you can make me roll the workout dice. Bing. And they will give me a workout and how many reps I need to do. For 25, stop whatever I'm doing right then and there. Unfortunately, yes, I will. For a $25 donation, I will do 50 reps per hand on the grip trainer before I can continue. So it's a stop and do before I can continue. For $30 donation, I will wear the fried chicken necklace for 30 minutes. It is not actual fried chicken, but it looks like fried chicken. It looks a lot like fried chicken. But it's not actual fried chicken. Yes, for $35, I will wear the bear costume for an hour. You might, yeah. It's getting there, Haglin. For $40, an mythical humanoid flavored jerky. You can make me eat Bigfoot centaur, elf, a gremlin, a leprechaun, a mermaid, a minotaur, a troll, a werewolf, or a yeti. No, it'll definitely taste bad. Mythical humanoid meat is a $40 donation. You choose which one I have to eat, and I have to eat it. Bigfoot, centaur, elf, gremlin, leprechaun, mermaid, minotaur, troll, werewolf, or yeti. Okay. Then, for $45, Epic Positivity, I will make a matching donation of $45. I have 2 of those available. Here comes the pain. For a $50 donation, I will eat 10 beans up to 3 times. Because I don't have that many beans. Gosh. Then, smaller incentives, 75, you can add 3, or add smaller incentives together until you spend $75. So you could do like a 50 and a 25. You can put stuff together. And then for a $100 donation, you can make me shave my hair or beard creatively, like always. Yes, that's true. Ghost peppers. I don't think that would work for me, Haglin, because I don't even eat regular salsa. Like, yeah, mild salsa is hot to me, so ghost peppers would actually send me crazy. Mouse traps. Honestly, I don't know what that is. No, it wouldn't work even better for me. I wouldn't get it in my mouth. Gosh. Better to not touch the cheese. Yes. So those are all of our current incentives, plus our donation stretch goals. So we've got at $50 total earned for Extra Life, I will play without glasses for a half hour. Yes. For $100 total donated to Extra Life, I will remove my gaming chair for a half hour. Very uncomfortable, exactly. At $150 total donation, I will wear silly antlers for 30 minutes. So I will wear these silly antlers on my headset. I might even just leave them on. 30 minutes is like standard, but I might just leave them on until the next goal. Yeah. I see Clippy right there. For $200 total donated to Extra Life, I will do a chicken dance live on camera. For $250 total, I will wear the bear costume again. So when we get to $250, I will wear the bear costume again for another hour. I was gonna say it will go good with the bear costume. Yes, it would. For $300, yep, I'll talk like Blue from Blue's Clues for a half hour. At $350, if we still have beans left, I'll eat 5 beans. Yes. And if we make it to $400, we're going to do a silly dance party goal celebration with all costumes back on. So that would be the bear costume, the antlers, the fried chicken necklace, everything on if we make it to $400. So you can dance with me if you're here, yeah? Yeah, you'll carry it. Huh?
Instead, I'm gonna have to carry as many things as possible, probably.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. But anyway, Super excited to see as many of you as can be here on Saturday and Sunday. Tell your friends. If you don't know how to tell them where I'm at, ZekkWalker.tv. So ZekkWalker.tv is my links. It has all of my streaming links, all of my social media. So go ahead, if you want to share out that I'm doing this, you can point people towards ZekkWalker TV and they can choose their streaming service of choice from there. So thank you, Jackwet. I'm glad you're looking forward to it. Haglin, thank you for hanging out with me today. Jackwet, thanks for hanging out with me as well. Yes, and everyone. Yeah. Go ahead, lean in, say hi. Awesome. Cool. All right, well, we're going to start shutting it on down. Ah, there it is. See? All right, cool. So we're shut down. Thanks for hanging out with us. We will see you all on Saturday morning. With that, take it away, evil bot overlord.
You can run, Leaf Walker, but you cannot hide. I will find you, human. I am your overlord. Have a good day. For now.